Hey, I'm Mona. This is Chit Chat again. So I looked on the weather thing. So yeah, tornado. Maybe there's gonna be a tornado. Well, no, not right here. It's not indicating on there that it's right here. It's more around the circumference of Houston. That's kind of far, from here. Um, I don't know, like an hour maybe, or hour and a half, or maybe even two. I'm really not sure. Because I also noticed on there Galveston. So it's like the circumference around Houston. Wow, I hope it's going to be okay for the people over there. You can't really mess with Mother Nature. You really can't. When she's pissed, she's pissed. I'm telling you. That's what I fear, I fear Mother Nature because it's uncontrollable. You know what I mean? But I hope everybody over there is going to be okay in that area. I don't know anybody over there. Not that I can recall or that I know. And Chica's right here by my side. So is Brian. Brian's always there. But Chica's right here too, though. She's nervous. They get a little nervous when there's rain. Well, Chica does, because she knows about the thunder, But, yeah, this is going to last for about 2 hours. Thank goodness, though, because you know what? When it happens at night, it sucks for me. Because Chica gets so frightened, she doesn't let me sleep. Every time something goes off, it's like, she's so nervous, and I can't even get back to sleep. And usually for quite a few people, for a lot of people, that's like the time where they get that nice, sleep at night, the relaxing sound of rain and, some thunder. But she's frightened. Even if it's like at a distance, she's so frightened, so I can never get that relaxing. Even in the trailer, people might think, oh, the pitter patter on the top of the trailer. No, that shit is loud. That shit is loud and it sucks, It's even loud right here. Yeah, it's loud. But you know what, though? It's also beating on this door, and I think this is a metal door. I was thinking about these doors the other day. I'm not sure I really like them. I might want to replace them, but not right now. Eventually, But yeah. So when the rain is falling, I think it's falling in this direct. I don't know which direction it's falling in, but you can hear it pound against the. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if we were in the trailer. And I just came from the trailer because I was putting some couple things in there that I was too lazy to put in. I had the propane tank in here. I know it's not good to have the propane tank in here. But I had it in here, and it needed to go back out into the trailer. The trailer, even if it's locked up, it's still ventilated. It's not like in here. Well, I mean, it's kind of a little bit ventilated from the bottom, but the trailer is way more ventilated than, and I shouldn't be keeping that in here. Even in the little, what do you call that? The little shed, it's better to keep it in there, and that's more ventilated, because you got to keep these things in ventilated places in case there's a leak, right? Yeah. Anyways, it's not in here anymore, thank goodness. It shouldn't be in here at all. What else is in here? The buddy. I should put the buddy out there. Not right now. Maybe tomorrow. The things that I brought in here because I was, fear-mongered into thinking that this freeze right here was going to be so horrible, Yeah. They fear-monger online, like, and then people, when you talk to, if they're not used to, like, snow and stuff, they're scared. Like, wait a minute. Yeah, I came from Missouri right there, where that shit, I had a flooded ass out basement. Like, I had some shit happen over there, But yeah, no, it's not as, what I think is bad right here is the hurricanes. Yeah, I think that is the major thing, because they don't have basements here. There's no basement like this. And if there's tornadoes, they should have people should have basements. I don't know. I wonder if they do over there in Houston. Because that's how they They do in tornado places. They have basements, so I don't know. I'll tell you what, if a hurricane or tornado came through here, this house would be finished. That's it. It would be done. Everything here would be. Yeah. And maybe not the people across the street. I don't know. It looks like they got brick right there. But if it swipes right through, yeah, wiped out. Because that would be too crazy. You know what I mean? Everybody would have to rebuild again. Like before. Because they had that Hurricane Harvey right here. So I don't know. When I was driving into like areas or little towns looking for properties in the past, I was looking at all the houses around the property to see like the survival rate. You know what I'm saying? And so like you can see there's those modular homes, right? The ones that they bring on it that have wheels on it. You know what I mean? Like a trailer home, but they're modular homes, the ones that they kind of clip together or whatever. They have those homes, and those are the ones I look at. Because if a home like that can survive in inclement weather, then this house will survive. Because this is a built house, and those are just like whoa, like I would kind of for inclement weather, I would be nervous to be living in a house like that. But I mean, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of homes like that right here. But, I don't know. You know what I mean? But I did look at the houses, and there are some houses around here that look kind of demolished and beat up and broken down. And that's expected from little tiny small towns, I wasn't looking for a perfect town anyways, I was looking for something cheap. Yeah, something cheap to kick back at between traveling, But yeah, I felt like this was, but then again, this house is here because this area was demolished by the Hurricane Harvey, but I knew about that. I knew about that part, and then I've also come to realize, and someone in Kansas made me realize this actually like 2 years ago, because you know what? There is no place that you can go where you are void from some sort of crazy inclement weather. It doesn't matter. Even in California, there's inclement weather over there. There's freaking flooding, like crazy flooding over there. Freaking mountain slides and all that shit. Nowhere you go is perfect. So you just have to pick which disaster you're okay with. You know what I'm saying? Like, which disaster am I okay with? Like, shit. And me, I'm not okay with any of them. So I just pick my choice, whatever. Everywhere you go, there's some sort of craziness going on, Yeah. So I guess it is what it is, like I said, But yeah. Oh. That's it. Don't tell me that's it. The wind is done, the rain is done. It's so short right here. It is kind of a little bit of a sweet spot, though, this spot, when it comes to, like, storms and all that. The thing is it doesn't get a lot of rain, But a lot of, big difference I would make, because it's the water around here is filthy anyways. You have to have a clean water system if you want to have clean water. You know what I'm saying? So whether they get the water or not, these people still got dirty water, It's such a shame. It's such a shame. It's so frustrating when you can't, like, tell people, like, look what's happening. It's right here in front of your face. And some of these people are just like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. It's like so frustrating. Like, I can feel the frustration possibly of the teachers nowadays. Now, I don't know about here. This place is fucking Twilight Zone, okay? But about teachers, where you see those videos out there, like, they're ready to give up because the kids are just not listening. They're just not learning. They're just not. I feel like giving up too, like that. You just can't teach some people. Like, they just want to just fight it the whole way. I'm not going to fight with nobody. You don't see, that's your problem. I see it. I'm not an idiot. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of other people see it too. But they've been, forced into fear to not speak up for themselves. If they all get together, go to these town halls and just fucking raise hell, maybe something would happen. I don't think they're going to do that. They're afraid of something or someone. Maybe they're afraid someone's going to call the sheriffs on them if they say anything at the town hall and they'll get arrested or something. Like, damn, that's the threat around here. Being arrested or deemed crazy. Ah, they're crazy. Look how they're acting. They're the ones who are freaking Looney Tunes, if you ask me. Anyways. Yeah, sounds like the rain stops. Everything calmed down. That's it. Doggies just ate. They had their little after dinner chicken. I don't feel hungry, so I'm going to try to figure out what to eat. You know? I think I'm going to start preparing for a camping trip. I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling the camping trip. I'm just a little nervous to go a little far because you know how the weather is so crazy. You know, but there's like, there's so many friggin' camping spots around here. It's insane. I can count like 10. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to pick one of them. And we're just going to go there and enjoy ourselves. I don't know, for a couple days. And then just come back. Because I did have an appointment on Monday, but they didn't tell me what time. So I said, you know what? No one's really going to be around here using the water anyways. So, because I had an appointment with the water people too. That was like a bad position. Look how thick my arms are. Big fatty. It's all good. Whatever. Anyways, so yeah, I told them, I was like, you know, I'm leaving on Monday. I'm leaving town. And they're like, I said, do you know what time? And they said they don't know. They'll call you when they're on their way. And I'm just like, ugh. So I just rescheduled for the following Monday after that because no one's gonna be here anyways. So if they want to test the water again, you know, right on. That's cool with me. Shoot, test the water, make sure it's working properly, make sure I'm not, because I'm allergic to this water. I am allergic. And the reason why it affected me so much worse than everyone else is because they're not actually drinking it. They are showering and bathing in it, whatever, using it for their clothes or dishes or foods, whatever. But it's still getting in them just at a slower rate. So because I like working out and exercising, people like me drink a lot of water. So it's chugging it. So I was actually basically like a freaking guinea pig, you know, like what would happen if you drink, you know, that was me. And because I didn't know. And at City Hall, they don't tell you either. They don't warn you. That's why I need to make that video to warn people about the water here, everything, because they put my life at risk. I was able to detox and everything, but I just noticed something on the dish drying rack. So I took a picture of it and I sent it to my water guy. And I said, this kind of looks like the water when it was dirty. And I sent a picture, like a close-up shot. And so he says, it looks like it's part of the stuff they use to clean. Because the water to drink in here is different than like the hose or the tap or the shower. That water goes through a different process. My drinking water is reverse osmosis. So I have different thing for different thing, right? Washing my clothes, I have different water, right? Take a shower, I have different water. You know, everything is all the weird stuff is taken out of it. You know what I'm saying? For the drinking water, it's reverse osmosis. So the guy, anyways, though, because they know that I have this allergy or this just really bad reaction to this water, that they're so nice. They're so nice. Because I told him, I said, well, if you don't think it's a problem, then it might be those things. He's like, no, well, you know, let's just double check. That's so nice. He could have blew it off, but no, he wants to check and make sure. That's cool. I like that guy anyways. He's a smart kid. He's young, way younger, intelligent. Yeah. Anyways. But yeah, that's all I have. I'm just trying to look I'm gonna stand in front of the fridge for like 5 minutes and look in there and see what to make. Because I kind of feel lazy. I don't feel like to do it. You know? I did quite a few things today. So I'm feeling... Last night, I had a good ass night's sleep. like I told you guys before, sometimes the sleep is good. Sometimes I don't know what happens, you know. But I didn't take no nap today. I had things I had to do. Oh, and I filled the hole out there in the front, and she hasn't been digging it up either. That's good. That's good. I'm happy about that. Anyways, a lot of talking on the videos, right? I need to get out of here. That's what the thing is. I feel stir crazy in here. You know what I'm saying? Even though we still get out every day, I need to go away. Like I like, and I need to be in my camper. I like it in there. I like it in there. I enjoy it. You know? Yeah. I like my little camper. I got real used to that. So like I miss it sometimes. So yeah. And you know, you have to keep moving the trailers and things like that too, because the tires need to be used. They will get dry rot. They will get bad. You know what I'm saying? So you have to always keep up on the tires and the maintenance on these little trailers, or they go bad, you know? And if you have it, use it. Why did you buy it? Why buy things that you don't use? To look a certain way, to be like, I have it, but I never get to use it? That's lame. That's so lame. You know, I mean, I remember my dad a long time ago. He bought a trailer, a little, like a teardrop, but it was kind of a big teardrop, but it was shaped like that. And he never freaking used it. He never used it ever, ever, ever even. Not even once. So like, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. So, yeah. Anyways, you guys, that's all I have. I'm Mona. This is Chit Chat. I'll talk to you next time.